Good morning, dear students. Let's begin our social science class. In continuation with Geography, Chapter 4 Agriculture, it's my second video, and today's contents will be commercial farming and some important crops. Now, yesterday we discussed about primitive subsistence farming and intensive subsistence farming. The board examination questions often come to differentiate in between them or to explain them in detail individually. Now let's discuss about commercial farming. The main characteristic of this type of farming is the use of higher dose of modern inputs like high yielding variety, HYV seeds, chemical fertilizers, insecticides, pesticides in order to obtain higher productivity. So here the main aim of the commercial farming is to invest in farming with all of the modern technology to get more profit than the amount that we deserve. The degree of commercialization of agriculture varies from one region to another. Some areas like Punjab and Haryana have fertile soil. In addition to that, they have rainfalls regularly. So there, if the modern facilities are also provided, then the crop yield is more. But if we see some desert areas like Rajasthan where the modern facility is available, then too the crops grow in sufficient amount but not comparable to those yield of Punjab and Haryana. For example, rice is commercial crop in Haryana and Punjab, but in Odisha it is a subsistence crop. Why? Because Haryana and Punjab, they can invest on the farming procedure and they can get more yield than Odisha. Can you give some more example of crops which may be commercial in one region and may provide subsistence in another region? So try to find out. Plantation is also a type of commercial farming. In this type of farming, a single crop is grown on a large area. If you are to grow rice, you will grow rice, but the large amount of land is available for the farming. The plantation has an interface of agriculture and industry. Plantations cover the large tracts of land using capital intensive inputs with the help of migrant laborers. All the produce is used as a raw material in respective industries. In India, tea, coffee, rubber, sugarcane, banana are important plantation crops. Tea in Assam and North Bengal, coffee in Karnataka are some of the important plantation crops grown in these states. Since the production is mainly for market, a well-developed network of transport and communication connecting the plantation areas, processing industries and markets play an important role in the development of plantation. So this type of agriculture is just same as the commercial type of farming, but here only a single crop is grown and market facilities are available more. Now this picture shows you over here banana plantation that has been practiced in southern India. The banana trees are grown on a large area and only banana is the yield of this plantation agriculture. In the second picture, we see that in the northeastern states the bamboo plantation is done where bamboo trees are grown on a large scale and bamboo is only the yield. Now we should start discussing an important and very interesting topic, that is cropping pattern. You must have learned this in class 8 biology chapter 1 crop production and management. Here we are discussing Kharif crop, Rabi crop and Zaid crop. You have studied the physical diversities and plurality of cultures in India. These are also reflected in agricultural practices and cropping patterns in the country. Various types of food and fiber crops, vegetables and fruits, spices and condiments, etc. constitute some of the important crops that are grown in the country. India has 3 cropping seasons: Rabi, Kharif and Zaid. So we are to discuss these 3 seasons. Rabi crops are sown in winter from October to December and harvested in summer from April to June. So Rabi crops are actually winter crops. Some of the important Rabi crops are wheat, barley, peas, gram, mustard. So any of the crop can be asked in the board examination, so you need to learn their names very well. Though these crops are grown in large parts of India, states from north and northwestern parts such as Punjab, Haryana, Himachal Pradesh, Jammu and Kashmir, Uttarakhand, Uttar Pradesh are important for production of wheat and other Rabi crops. From the top line, availability of precipitation during winter month due to the western temperate cyclones help in success of these crops. So precipitation has been also the major cause of the success of Rabi crops in the areas of Punjab, Haryana due to the cyclones in the south and west areas. However, success of green revolution in Punjab, Haryana, western Uttar Pradesh and parts of Rajasthan has also been an important factor in growth of above mentioned rabi crops. This you have already studied in economics class 9th. Kharif crops are grown with the onset of monsoon in different parts of country. So people often confuse Kharif crop as summer crop, but it's actually a rainy crop, rainy season crop, rain crop. And these are harvested in September to October. Important crops grown during this season are paddy, maize, jowar, bajra, tur, that is arhar, moong, urad, cotton, jute, groundnut and soya bean. Some of the most important rice growing regions are Assam, West Bengal, coastal region of Odisha, Andhra Pradesh, Telangana, Tamil Nadu, Kerala, Maharashtra, particularly the Konkan coast along with Uttar Pradesh and Bihar. So these are the chief producers of Kharif crops. Recently, paddy has also become an important crop of Punjab and Haryana, which is a Kharif crop. In other states like Assam, West Bengal and Odisha, 3 crops of paddy are grown in a year. You can see that paddy itself has its further 3 crops which are grown in the eastern states. These are Os, Aman and Boru. So these 3 are the paddy crops grown in Assam, West Bengal and Odisha. This is a 1 mark question. In between the Rabi and Kharif seasons, there is a short season during the summer months known as Zayat season. So Zayat crops are summer crops. Some of the crops produced during Zayat are watermelon, muskmelon, cucumber, vegetables, fodder crops. Sugarcane takes almost a year to grow. Fodder crops are those which are available for grazing of animals. And sugarcane is also a Zayat crop, but it takes although 1 year to grow. Now we'll discuss some of the major crops that are grown in India. A variety of food and non-food crops are grown in different parts of country depending upon variations in soil, climate and cultivation practices. Major crops grown in India are rice, wheat, millets, pulses, tea, coffee, sugarcane, oilseeds, cotton, jute, etc. So these all of the crops we are going to discuss in detail. Today we are going to discuss 3 to 4 crops. First, let's start with rice. So it is a staple food crop of majority of the people in India. Means most of the people of India prefer rice as the food crop. Our country is the second largest producer of rice in the world after China. So first largest producer is China. It is a Kharif crop, means rainy crop, which require high temperature above 25 degrees Celsius and humidity because it is available in rainy season only with annual rainfall above 100 centimeter. So rice requires 100 centimeter annual rainfall, and in the areas of less rainfall it grows with the help of irrigation. If you provide a suitable irrigation, then the rice crops are able to grow. You can see the rice cultivation is done, and the you can see and the ground level, the water level is very high. It is about 100 centimeter that is to be provided to these crops. Now you can see these are the ripened rice crops which are now ready to be harvested. After successful growth, these are cut off and harvested and sold in markets. When we look at the map of India, we find that mainly in the eastern India, rice is grown, and in the western areas also in some parts of the southern India, the rice is popularly grown. We see the northern plains are fully covered from rice crops only, whereas eastern areas like Assam and Arunachal Pradesh, West Bengal, these are also staple producing areas for rice. In the map you can see the major areas that produce rice are West Bengal, Bihar and some parts of Uttar Pradesh, then some parts of Madhya Pradesh, Odisha, Chhattisgarh. When we come down we see Telangana, then Tamil Nadu, Kerala and some parts of Goa. And over here we see the minor areas producing rice are some parts of southern parts of Gujarat, then some part of Maharashtra. Then here we can see that Karnataka is also producer of rice. We see here Telangana again is a producer of rice, and at the up some parts of Uttar Pradesh, that is in the northern plain, produce rice, and Madhya Pradesh also. So this map you need to draw in the copy, and with the different colors you mark major areas and minor areas. Rice is grown in the plains of north and northeastern India, coastal areas and deltic regions. Deltic regions means where deltas are found. Development of dense network of canal irrigation and tube wells have made it possible to grow rice in areas of less rainfall like Punjab, Haryana, Western Uttar Pradesh and parts of Rajasthan. Although they are minor producers, yet they produce rice due to availability of irrigation. Now let's start reading the another important crop, that is wheat. This is the second most important cereal crop. It is the main food crop in the north and northwestern parts of country. This Rabi crop, now it is a Rabi crop, means it is a winter crop, require a cool growing season and a bright sunshine at the time of ripening. That's why it is harvested in March April. That time the sunshine is very bright. It requires about 50 to 75 centimeter of annual rainfall. You can compare it with rice. It requires actually lesser rainfall, evenly distributed over the growing season. There are two important wheat growing zones in country: the Ganga Satluj plain in the northwest and black soil region of the Deccan, means central India and northwestern India are the producer of rice. The major wheat producing states are Punjab, Haryana, Uttar Pradesh, Madhya Pradesh, Bihar, Rajasthan. You can see, students, how the wheat crops are grown. The wheat cultivation is done in those areas like central India as well as northwestern India. Now let's discuss the another important crop that we have discussed: first rice and then wheat. Now it's the time for millets. Jowar, bajra, ragi are important millets grown in India. Now millets in Hindi we call dalia. Though these are known as coarse grains, they have a very high nutritional value. Yet they are very fibrous, then also they are having nutritional value. For example, ragi is very rich in iron, calcium, other micronutrients and roughage. Micronutrients which are present in lesser quantities, and roughage fiber, as I already told. Jowar is the third most important food crop with respect to area and production. So firstly we can see of rice, then we can see of wheat, then we can see of jowar. It is a rain-fed crop mostly grown in the moist areas which hardly needs irrigation, and major jowar producing states are Maharashtra, Karnataka, Andhra Pradesh and Madhya Pradesh. These are the four important states which produce jowar in a large quantity. You can see the cultivation of bajra that has been done in these areas. Bajra grows well on sandy soil and shallow black soil. Means actually it grows in desert areas as well as some areas which are having less, means not that much black soil. Major bajra producing states are Rajasthan, Uttar Pradesh, Maharashtra, Gujarat and Haryana. So these states where these crops are grown, you need to remember. Now let's see the third important millet, that is ragi. Is a crop of dry region and grows well on red, black, sandy, loamy, shallow black soil. Major ragi producing states are Karnataka, Tamil Nadu, Himachal Pradesh, Uttarakhand, Sikkim, Jharkhand, Arunachal Pradesh. You can see Western India is not involved in the production of ragi. Before we see any other type of crop, let's see first the distribution of wheat in our India. You can see over here that in northern India and in the topmost North India and in the some parts of central India including Madhya Pradesh, the wheat crop is the staple food crop over there, and it is grown in a large quantity. Then we see some minor producing states, that are some parts of Bihar, some parts of Uttar Pradesh, some parts of Rajasthan and some part of Gujarat also. You can observe these produce wheat but in minor quantity. So these two maps you need to draw in your copy. That first is your rice producing states, second is your wheat producing states, under the categories major and minor. So these are sometimes in the board examinations. Let's now see maize. Maize is makka. It is a crop which is used both as food and fodder. So it is also used, this is an important question, that which crop is the one which is used both as a food and as well as a fodder crop. So it is a maize. It is used for animals grazing also, and as well as it is used for our food. It is a kharif crop, means it is a rainy season crop which require temperature between 21 degrees Celsius to 27 degrees Celsius, means nearly accurate to rice, and grows well in old alluvial soil. So maize require old alluvial soil. This thing you need to learn. Similarly, that we discussed of millets, it requires shallow black soil and some parts of sandy soil which grow jowar, bajra and etc. In some states like Bihar, maize is grown in Rabi season also, because here you can see that maize is acting as both kharif crop and Rabi crop. Use of modern inputs like H5V seeds, fertilizers, irrigation have contributed to increasing production of maize. Major maize producing states are Karnataka, Madhya Pradesh, Uttar Pradesh, Bihar, Andhra Pradesh, Telangana. You can see over here central India is involved, southern India is involved, and northeastern India is also involved in the cultivation of maize. You can see maize crop that has been cultivated successfully and is now ready to harvest. So that's all for today, students. Thank you and have a nice day.